my people, it's me, Anja. My pronouns are she and her, and welcome back to my channel for part 2 of my favorite Asian middle grade books to celebrate Asian American Pacific Islander Month. So happy AAPI month from your favorite Asian booktuber. And by the way, in case you're interested, in case you're another Asian booktuber, I created an Asian booktuber tag, which I will link in the description box below, as well as part 1 to this video that I think I did in December, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, the first book on this list is called Jennifer Chan Is Not Alone. This book is a middle grade contemporary following a young girl who I believe is Korean. Her racial identity is brought up a few times, but it's not exactly the core of the story, which I appreciate. But anyway, this book is a middle grade contemporary following a young girl who thinks that she understands her role in the social hierarchy in middle school until the new girl causes her to challenge that. And the new girl also challenges like the status quo, which again, we love to see it, but then the new girl goes missing. So we hate to see that. This book is so good, and I literally love it so much. It's one of my more recent favorites, so we love to see it. 5-star favorites of 2022 to be more specific, because I loved it literally so much. First of all, like I mentioned earlier, her racial identity of the main character is only mentioned a few times, which I really appreciate. Don't get me wrong, I love stories where the character's racial identities is the forefront of the story, but I also love it when it takes like a back seat, because not every story needs to be about that. I don't know if that makes any sense at all, but basically, second of all, the characters were so well developed and so distinct and absolutely so authentic. I think that the story portrays middle school literally so well. The plot was so engaging and absolutely so intriguing. The friendships were so authentic and so well done. This book is absolutely so necessary and so timely, and it's so amazing, and it's absolutely so emotional. I think I cried maybe 3 times, maybe more, but anyway, with all that said, I would definitely highly recommend this book because I loved it so much. The next book on this list is called Alusha and the End of Time. This book is a middle grade fantasy following a young Pakistani American girl who accidentally awakens a demon and has to go through the kingdom of death in order to save everybody that she loves. This book is so good. It's absolutely so amazing, and it's set such a high bar for the rest of the series and for this author, since this series and not the Gilded Wolves trilogy was my introduction to this author and her genius. Her world building is absolutely so amazing. This book is so good. The world building is so amazing, and it's absolutely so immersive and so intriguing. Her characters are so well developed and so distinct, and I love the friend group dynamic literally so much. The plot is so engaging, and it's absolutely so intriguing. I would gladly support this author in the future because her books are so incredible and they deserve all the hype and so much more, because like I said, she is a genius, a goddess, and a queen. I love her books. I love this series. It is absolutely so amazing, and it's so fantastic, and with that I would highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called Karthik Deliveries. This book is a middle grade contemporary following a young Indian boy who's making grocery store deliveries for his dad, and he's also secretly starring in a play about the creator of West Side Story, which, fun fact, I've never seen, but maybe I should one of these days, especially since Rachel Zegler is literally so funny, and I love her tweets so much. Also, I learned the other day that we're the same age, which is so bizarre. Anyway, I digress. This book is so good, and it's absolutely so awesome, and it's so underrated, and literally, why is nobody talking about this book? Because it's so awesome. Also, this book, I believe, is set during the financial recession of 2009, so I suppose maybe this book could constitute as historical fiction, but I don't know. Anyway, the point is, this book is so good, and it's absolutely so awesome. I really just fell in love with the story, and with the characters, and with the events, and basically like everything that was happening. Like, the story is so good, because it was absolutely like so wholesome, and it was so well done, and I love the family dynamics, I love the friendships, I love the plot, I love the characters. The characters were so well developed and so distinct. The plot was absolutely so engaging and so intriguing. The friendships were so lovely, and it was so like wonderful. Like, this book is so wholesome. You know what I mean? Anyway, with all that said, this book is absolutely so good and it's so underrated and it deserves so much more hype, so with that I would highly, highly recommend it. The next book on this list is one that I've talked about a lot recently, and it's The Last Mapmaker. This book is a middle-aged fantasy inspired by Thailand, and it follows a young girl who's on a high seas adventure, and basically it's a tale of like identity and integrity, and I literally love it so much. First of all, the world building is literally so immersive and it's absolutely so engaging. The plot was so intriguing and it was so fast paced, and I absolutely fell in love with this story and with the characters and with the events because it was so well done. It was absolutely so well developed. And again, why is literally nobody talking about this book? I thought at least with the hype of the author's previous book that this book would receive that hype. You know what I mean? Like when the first book of an author is so well loved, people tend to be so hyped up about whatever they write next, of course. But like nobody's talking about this book, and why not? It's so good, and it's absolutely so awesome. The world building, the friendship, the plot, the characters, everything about this story is literally so well developed, and it's so well done. I was so immersed and hooked in the story from the very beginning to the end because I literally loved it so much because it was absolutely so engaging. Anyway, with all of that said, I would highly, highly recommend this book. The last book on this list, and certainly not the least, is called Other Worlds for Home. This book is a middle-grade contemporary following a young girl from Syria who immigrates to Cincinnati in the United States. This book is so incredible, and it's absolutely so emotional, and it's so beautiful, and it's totally worth all of its hype and so much more. First of all, the free verse format of the story was so lyrical, and it absolutely made the story so much more vivid and so much more like emotional and like touching, you know what I mean? The characters were so well developed and so distinct. The plot was so engaging and it was so intriguing, and the story is like so good. It's so amazing and it's so beautiful and it's absolutely so pretty, and it really touches you like emotionally, like in your heart and in your soul. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes any sense at all, but basically this book is so amazing and it's absolutely so well done. And I don't know actually much about the immigrant experience myself, since I am not one myself, but I think this book portrays it so well and absolutely so like authentically. You know what I mean? Anyway, with all of that said, this book is absolutely so amazing and it deserves all its hype and so much more. So with that, I would highly, highly recommend it. So, in conclusion, at the beginning of this video, I said that I'm your favorite Asian booktuber. And just so you know, I said that as a joke, although if I am your favorite Asian booktuber, I'm flattered, so thank you. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please don't hesitate to give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below the dinosaur emoji if you made it all the way to the end of the video. Thanks for watching, subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!